You know, sometimes a single win can feel like so much more. It can feel like it's signaling a huge shift in a team's identity, that one moment where all the fancy philosophy gets thrown out the window for a pure, gritty fight. Today, we're going to break down how Manchester United, against all the odds, did exactly that. We suffered together. Just 4 words from head coach Ruben Amorim, but wow, they say everything, don't they? This was not about playing beautiful football. This was about putting bodies on the line, a collective, unified refusal to be beaten. This was a victory that was forged in the trenches. So to really get why this win was so massive, you have to understand the man who orchestrated it. Ruben Amorim isn't just any coach. He calls himself a football idealist. He has this crystal clear, almost sacred vision for how the game should be played. But for 13 long and what he himself called torturous months, that beautiful vision just kept clashing with the harsh reality on the pitch. He absolutely refused to compromise, clinging to his principles even when the results were all over the place. It was this high-stakes standoff, his philosophy versus the cold, hard facts of the league table. I mean, you want to know how committed he was? Back in September, he actually joked that no one, not even the Pope, could talk him into changing his signature formation. That's how deep this belief ran. But in football, you know, even the strongest beliefs have a breaking point. And that breaking point, it came against Newcastle. This was the day the idealist had to become a pragmatist, the day his entire philosophy was put on the back burner for one thing and one thing only, a result. This was substance over style, plain and simple. And just look at this slide, it shows you how radical this change really was. On the left, you've got the classic Amorim playbook we've seen for over a year. High possession, attacking flair, his trusted formation, but against Newcastle, he basically tore it all up. For the first time in 13 months, he went with a defensive back 4 and just let Newcastle have the ball. It was a complete 180 on his own ideals.
And the numbers? Oh man, they paint a picture of a team that was just absolutely battered. Only 33% possession, a season low. They were outshot 16-9. And get this, Newcastle had almost 3 times as many touches inside United's box. On paper, this looks like a total demolition. But here's the thing, football isn't played on paper. Against the total run of play, one moment of pure magic, a sublime volley from Patrick Dorgu sealed an improbable 1-0 win. And crucially, it delivered only their 2nd clean sheet of the entire season. The ugly, pragmatic plan, it had worked to perfection.
So who were the guys on the field who pulled off this defensive masterpiece? Well, the whole victory was built on the foundation of an absolutely immense, and let's be honest, a completely unexpected partnership at center back. And you literally could not have picked 2 players from more different worlds. On one side, you have Lisandro Martinez, a World Cup winner, a battle-hardened veteran, making his very first start after a devastating injury. And on the other, 19-year-old Ayden Heaven, a rookie with barely more than a dozen senior games to his name. The master and the apprentice, right there. Okay, let's start with the veteran. Amorim praised Martinez not just for his skill, but for his sheer force of will, his character. This is a player who has been on the biggest stage in world football. That kind of leadership, that experience, that's exactly what you need when your back's against the wall. And this moment right here, it just says it all. The 5'9" Martinez leaping up to win a header against Newcastle's towering 6'6" striker Nick Waltemade. It's a perfect snapshot of his insane determination, just pure character in action.
All right, now let's talk about his partner, Ayden Heaven, because his rise has been, well, meteoric. Just look at this timeline. On December 4th, he has this really shaky debut, gets a yellow card almost immediately. Fast forward just 3 weeks, and he's putting in a commanding man-of-the-match performance against Newcastle. That's not just getting better, that's an absolutely stunning transformation.
So what does this all mean for Manchester United going forward? Was this gritty, backs-to-the-wall victory just a temporary patch for a leaky defense? Or are we looking at the blueprint for a whole new identity?
You know, Amorim's own words kind of tell you everything you need to know. He called it one of his most satisfying wins, not because of the tactics, but because of the spirit. He thinks if they can just bottle up this togetherness, this fight, the wins are going to come. It's a pretty clear signal that the how mattered way more to him than the what.
And this wasn't just some nice little post-game interview talk. No. Amorim put his money where his mouth is. He publicly warned established big-money stars like Harry Maguire and Matthias de Ligt that they can't just expect to walk back into the team. He's sending a shockwave through that locker room. Right now, performance beats reputation, period. Which leaves us with this final, really important question. For a club that's famous for its flair and attacking football, is this newfound grit and collective spirit actually the most crucial ingredient for building a successful future? It really seems like the idealist manager might just be turning into a pragmatist.